Hello everybody, I'd like to welcome you to this presentation that will be on 3D printing and it was created by me, Nikolai Rashev. First of all, let's discuss what 3D printing actually is. And it refers to any of the processes used to create a two-dimensional object. The majority of the 3D printers work on the principle that they add layers of material on top of each other. 3D printers can be used to create various shapes. Objects created by 3D printers can be of various sizes and shapes, and they can vary wildly in their geometry. Objects that are 3D printed are usually created by a computer software on some type of program such as AutoCAD, SolidWorks, or something similar to that. This allows 3D printing to be done over distance. For example, a file may be created somewhere and just be sent over email or any other electronic source to the 3D printer. Also, 3D printers can print in various of materials including plastics, metals, and carbon fiber. A survey of 100 manufacturers conducted earlier this year. The survey shows that 2/3 of companies are implementing 3D printer in some sort. The majority of the companies, however, as seen in the chart, are still experimenting of how the use of 3D printing may apply to their specifics. Also, 25% of the companies surveyed said they were using 3D printing for prototyping uses only. 10% said they were using it both for prototyping and production. Also, 3% said that they're using 3D printing to build products that were not able to be manufactured using normal technique, and only 1% of companies are using 3D printing to build final products. However, the global markets for 3D printers and services is expected to grow from 2.5 billion in 2013 to 16.2 billion in 2018, which represents a compound annual growth at a rate of 45.5%. Many companies are using 3D printing in a process called rapid prototyping. Rapid prototyping is one of the most common uses of 3D printers. Rapid prototyping is the use of a 3D printer to create 3D objects or representations of what a product may look like. However, those products can be very rough and most of the times are used for developmental purposes only, just to test how, for example, a joystick may fit in a person's hand or to see how parts fit together. Although products built in rapid prototyping can be very rough, they can be printed in a matter of hours depending on the complexity, which in fact can reduce the amount of time a product spends in development and help put a product in customers' hands much. Another very common use of 3D printers is in the automotive industry. In this industry, 3D printers can be used to help create molds for engine blocks, car keys, or even tools. Some car manufacturers even use 3D printing for building custom parts and parts that are very time-consuming to build using normal techniques. For example, the Swedish car manufacturer Koenigsberg, in their latest supercar called the Koenigsegg 1, features an assortment of parts built by 3D printing, such as the rear view mirrors and various air ducts. 3D printing was especially helpful in creating the air ducts due to their complex shape. 3D printing is also utilized in automotive racing as well, where engineers can design new parts in their headquarters and they can be printed straight on the track for testing. Another field in which 3D printing has shown sufficient growth is medicine. The greatest use of 3D printing in medicine so far has been in creating prosthetics. Using 3D printer combined with 3D scanning can ensure that a prosthetic arm or a leg fits a person much better than has ever done before. However, many still look at the future of 3D printing in medicine and the evolution of STEM research. Many scientists and doctors speculate that we are getting ever closer to printing 3D body parts, including organs. While printing of complete organs for transplants may be decades away, the use of pieces of tissues for laboratory toxicology tests for cosmetics or drugs could be ready within 5 years. Another use for 3D printing has been art. Sculptures and objects that can be created using 3D printer can only be limited by the author's imagination. 3D printing can be used to create intricate designs such as the one in the pictures above. Another future use of 3D printers can also be space. NASA is currently experimenting with 3D printers and how they react in zero gravity, in hopes that a 3D printer can be added to the International Space Station or any other manned flight. 3D printing can limit the amount of cargo needed by the space station, and it can also be used for engineers to design new parts